How did the Mongols fall? The Mongols were known for their frequent internal conflicts and invasions between tribes, reflecting their Bedouin and nomadic culture. They functioned as shepherds economically and as conquerors politically, with a reputation for being among the fiercest warriors in history. This lifestyle demanded the protection of grazing areas and herds, in addition to the necessity of exploring new grazing locations continually. The Mongols were also renowned for their horsemanship and skilled archery while riding horses. Thus, it can be said that the Mongol nation was an army in a temporary state of tranquility. The Mongols remained tribes in constant conflict for centuries, until the Mongol leader Genghis Khan emerged in the early 13th century to unify Mongol tribes under a politically unified state in 1206, marking the first time in Mongol history. After Genghis Khan's death in 1227, his sons and then his descendants began to rotate leadership through their unique electoral system. The disintegration of the empire began after the death of Khan Möngke in 1259. The Mongol leader Hulagu left the Levant to attend the election of the new Khan. This was one of the reasons for the Mongol army's defeat in Palestine at the hands of the Mamluks in the Battle of Ain Jalut in 1260. The civil war between Kublai Khan and Arik Buk after the death of Khan Möngke in 1261 also contributed to the state's weakness and fragmentation. The civil war was resolved in favor of Kublai Khan, who managed to reunite the state. However, after his death in 1294, the Mongol Empire fragmented into separate states or khanats, which fought among themselves. The last remnants of these continued until around 1334, defeat of the Mongols by the Mamluks on Jalut Battle. The battle occurred between the Mongol army led by Commander Ketbuga and the Mamluk army led by Saif al-Din Qutuz in 1260 AD 658 AH on the plains of Ain Jalut, near the city of Baisan. The battle ended in a significant victory for Muslims over the Mongol forces, and Ketbuga, the leader of the Mongol army, was killed. Reasons for the Battle of Ain Jalut. The Battle of Ain Jalut is considered a decisive battle in the history of the Islamic and Christian worlds. At the same time, the Mamluk victory in the battle halted the Mongol advance westward towards Europe. The decision of the Mamluks to confront the Mongols was due to existential reasons related to their presence and the existence of the Islamic nation. With the fall of the Levant and Iraq, the territories under the Abbasid Caliphate, it was essential for the Mamluks to stand against the Mongols, especially with the influx of armies from the Levant to Egypt after repeated defeats by the Mongols in Aleppo, Hama, Homs, and Baghdad. Therefore, the strong Arab popular momentum left no room for Mamluk leaders to avoid confrontation, especially with the Mongols approaching the eastern borders of Egypt. The main reasons for the battle were defending Egypt as the principal center of the Mamluk state, restoring the dignity of Muslims before other nations, and liberating the Levant and Iraq from Mongol control. Additionally, there was a popular will among Muslims to respond to the Mongols and the defeats they suffered in Persia, the Levant, and Iraq. Events of the Battle of Ain Jalut. The battle began on the 3rd of September 1260 AD, just before sunrise. It started when the Mongol army attacked from the northern side of the Ain Jalut plain. The Mamluk army's vanguard, led by Baybars alone, received the attack because the Mamluk army was positioned behind the hills before the battle to keep the Mongol numbers unknown. The vanguards of the Mamluk army faced the Mongol army gradually, not all at once. Each vanguard was distinguished by a specific color of attire under a specific leader's banner. During these events, Ketbuga, the Mongol leader, believed that the Mamluk army's numbers were few since only the vanguard was present in the northern Ain Jalut plain. Therefore, Ketbuga rushed to descend into the battle with his entire army to decisively defeat the Mamluks, unaware that the Mamluks' primary goal was to draw the Mongol army inside the plain and in front of Baybars and his knights. While the Mongols attacked the vanguard of the Mamluk army, Baybars withdrew further into the plain to lure the rest of the Mongol army. After a period of maneuvering and the complete entry of the Mongol army into the plain, the Mamluk army successfully surrounded the Mongols entirely. The siege was highly successful despite the fierce resistance of the Mongols, who managed to defeat the Muslims in most battles. However, this time, Qutuz and his elite Arab and Mamluk knights intervened. The battle remained in a state of back and forth until the Mongol leader Ketbuga was killed by the Mamluk prince Amir al-Din Shamsi This turning point led to the withdrawal of the Mongols northward towards the plains of Baisan, where another battle took place resulting in the Mongols' defeat once again.